Hello, friends, and welcome back to CONCACAFing. This is your specialized soccer podcast to talk about CONCACAF and our region. No more mysteries. We know the teams, the clubs that are going to be playing in the round of 16 for the CONCACAF Champions Cup. Were there surprises? Were there not? Maybe those who still need to learn will learn some things today. And speaking of those, I'm going to say welcome back to my friend Alex Banegas. Alex has been gone for a week, but now he's back, and we are very happy to have him. Alex, surprises? No surprises. You bet for Honduras and Motagua. It was not there. You should have heard when I said Herediano will move on. How are you?
Hey, Camilo. Hello, everybody. How are you? I hope everybody's doing well. There's no surprises at all. If I'm not mistaken, and there's the recording of the show, I clearly stated that if one team was going to make it out of Honduras, out of the Central American teams, was obviously Motagua and Herediano. But there's no surprises at all. Why there are no surprises? Clear, Camilo, because we are not prepared for this tournament. You are saying that we need to learn. You are saying that there's a lot of things that you would teach us today. I hope so, because after this tournament is done, we will once again have Mexican teams playing MLS teams. Why? Because in Central America, we are not ready for these type of tournaments. Not because referees help Mexican teams or MLS teams, not because of home advantage of the MLS teams, not because Liga MX teams, all the crying that you have done for many, many years has nothing to do with no surprises on this tournament. So yes, you want to get dirt on the field? Let's do it. Let's talk about it. Let's say things the way they are and be clear with with our thoughts. There is no way Central American teams are going to be as successful as MLS teams, even against Liga MX teams.
Well, people will start to get to know you in this CONCACAFing soccer podcast, and they will see. People will see, and then they will create their own opinion.
Yeah, they
Hey,
will see. They
before
will
we
see
start,
that.
listen.
They will
Before we
see.
start,
Hold on, just a minute. They will see that we don't play the victim game on this side. That we talk things like the way they are. We're not victims of CONCACAF. We are not victims. It's just clear we are not ready. Period. So yes, people are going to get to know you. People are going to get to know me. But then they're going to decide that whether they want to keep buying all the lies and all the drama and all the victim games that you have, or they really going to choose to come with the true and to be objective about how the state of soccer at the moment.
I think this week away was not beneficial for you, Mr. Vanegas. Hey, before we get into what happened in the first round of this CONCACAF Champions Cup, please let us say thank you to all of you who are already subscribed to CONCACAFing, to those of you watching our videos, those of you sending comments, leaving comments. We are very appreciative of that, and we really keep you close to our hearts as this project is being launched. And I would say a special thank you to our friend Julie, who's a new subscriber, Alex, and she sent us a message saying, I like your videos, I just don't know much about CONCACAF. And that inspired us to ask, are you new, Alex, to the CONCACAF Champions Cup?
Am I new to it? No, I'm not. But there's a lot of people out there that are new to this, and it's okay because a few years, if you think about it, a few years back, or if you think about 2 years ago, none of this CONCACAF and all these tournaments and all this madness and passion about soccer here in the US. Now that every single tournament in the world it's coming, it's obvious that people are getting to know soccer, are getting involved with soccer, and obviously it's a sport that it's actually moving the mass, moving groups, moving fans, and it's normal. So if you don't know anything about CONCACAF, if you don't know enough about CONCACAF soccer, here we are. Let's talk about it. Let's have fun. Let's talk about how we feel about the teams. Down the line, we are going to give you, whoever is listening to this show and the podcast, the opportunity to, write to us and call us and be active on this show. So we're going to get there sooner or later. Just have patience. But if you don't know anything about CONCACAF, that's what we're here for.
That's what we're here for. So thank you, Julie, for your suggestion. And if you, like Julie, would like to leave a comment, please feel free to do so. If you don't know much about CONCACAF Champions Cup, here you go. Are you new to the CONCACAF Champions Cup? Don't worry, we've got you covered. Here's some facts. The first CONCACAF Champions Cup was played in 1962, contested by 8 clubs of 7 national associations. Historical Mexican Football Club Guadalajara was the first winner. The CONCACAF Champions Cup was disputed from 1962 until 2008, with Mexican teams leading the region. In 1963, the United States moves in. New York Hungarians were the first American team to participate. It was Haitian Racing who won the tournament that year. The big winners are Mexican Cruz Azul and Club America. They've won 5 CONCACAF tournaments each. DC United was the first U.S. team to win the title. A new era began in 2008. The tournament, rebranded, was played from 2008 until 2023, with Monterrey FC winning 5 cups. America won 2 more trophies. In 2024, we're back to where it all started, CONCACAF Champions Cup. Remember what we always say, keep CONCACAFing. Yep, keep CONCACAFing. I hope you learn enough about this tournament, Alex. We gave you some of the biggest insights. America is the biggest winner of this tournament. They've won 7 regional championships, as the giant they are. So, are you out of doubts now? Can we?
I've never had doubts. I mean, listen, this tournament, Camilo, it's a clear statement of where we are in CONCACAF right now, and let's say it things as clearly as possible. I do want to say the Central American teams have no way, have no way of saying that the refs help the Mexican teams or the MLS teams. They need to be concerned about the level of play that they're doing right now. If you look at Motagua, come on. I mean, I wanted to go to sleep with that game. And Barbie Vasquez, which is the head coach of Motagua, has been with Motagua for a long time. He was actually also the Honduras coach for a few months. However, he's been in the Honduras football for many years, but as of today, he wants to keep playing soccer or football, our football, like back in 1960. They are not going to get anywhere if they keep playing like that. Why did Herediano? What is Herediano, a team that you always see fighting and getting into all these tournaments, even beating Motagua for the last tournament? Because they go out and play. They go out and they want to do something with the tournament. They want to be the team, the talk of the town, and that's how you get that's how you get somewhere. There is no way Motagua, there is no way Olympia or any other Central American team is going to get to be proactive and going to get to be a really good team on this kind of tournament if they keep playing like back in 1960.
Do you want to see what the round of 16 will look like, and then we can start from there? Like we said, maybe one surprise: LAFC moved ahead, leaving behind the Colorado Rapids. We kind of spoke about this, saying that that was the logic, and that's what we kind of saw happening, right? The LAFC is one of the youngest, if not the youngest, franchise in MLS, but it's grown amazing. Oops. He did it again. Messi leading Miami Inter Miami FC moved ahead. They were very strong against the Sporting Kansas City side, and they will face Jamaican Cavalier in the next tournament, as LAFC will face another MLS team with the Columbus Crew. Monterrey from Mexico, Alex, will move very easily against Forge. No dispute there, no surprises. Saprissa from Costa Rica, even though they won their first match in San Jose, lost in Canada 2-0, and moved and was unable to move ahead. Pumas had almost an upset. They were able to move ahead in Mexico City, leaving Cavalry from Canada behind. So you have very interesting matches in this side of the bracket. You have an MLS tournament here with the Crew and the LAFC. Cavalier from Jamaica, they're going to try to give a surprise against Inter Miami FC. Monterrey, big candidate for this tournament against the Whitecaps. Alajuelense, Costa Rica against Pumas, very good matchup. On the other side of the tournament, Alex, Guadalajara,
Clásico de México. Clásico de clásicos.
Almost lost in the Dominican Republic, but made things very clear in the away game, beating Cibao. They will face the giant America Mexican Classic like we had anticipated in the round of 16. Cruz Azul and the Seattle Sounders. Tigres lost in Esteli. That was a great surprise, but again, kind of like what Chivas did, they made things very clear in the away game and won 3-0. They will face Cincinnati FC. Cincinnati FC, I want you to talk to me about this. Gave a very strong demonstration beating Motagua. Yeah. Galaxy was already there, and then Herediano. Was this an upset, or did you listen to what I had to say? Herediano will move on.
No, you
was able to kick out the Real Salt Lake from the ML.
No, we clearly said it on the last show. I mean, actually 2 shows ago, Herediano was going to be one of those teams that we were not going to be surprised if they come this far, right? I mean, Cincinnati, I mean, they played against a really weak Motagua.
What's happening with Motagua? That's not a clear representation of one of the two Giants. This is a very disappointing team, Alex. They don't play well. They're very slow. They have no rhythm. They have no variance. It's very predictable what they try to do in the field.
This is a constant scene for Motagua on international tournaments. And then the head coach Barbie Vasquez wanted to say that they've been playing so much and the tournaments are so saturated that players don't get to rest. Whatever the excuses are, the reason that Motagua didn't qualify for the next round is because they are not ready. They are not prepared. In international tournaments, Motagua has always been like this. They never go out and play. They try to be really defensive. Obviously, that against MLS teams or any other team out of MLS, it's really bad because they already know how Barbie Vasquez play. Barbie Vasquez being the head coach of Motagua. So it was not a surprise. We actually gave it a little, we thought about, okay, this is the time that Motagua have to show why is one of the 2 best teams in Honduras. They did it again. So there's no surprise not to see Motagua in this next round. However, it is really good that Costa Rica, says, hey, here we are. We're still the Central American contenders for any international tournaments. We did it in the World Cup. We'll still do it in Champions Cup. We do it in CONCACAF. I mean, we are Costa Rica. So, I mean, I'm happy for Herediano. You said it loud and clear that Herediano was going to be one of the teams to watch. Not surprised at all. I do want to see what's going to happen with Columbus Crew on the next round. I think Columbus Crew has the upper hand. However, looking and analyzing how LAFC played the last couple of games, and obviously MLS is just starting, right? But seeing how LAFC came out and it's going to be on the next round, I think Columbus Crew is not going to have it easy. But if you ask me, the upper hand, it goes to Columbus Crew.
So kudos to the MLS. 7 teams of the MLS have made it to the next round. 5 Mexican teams, 2 Costa Ricans, and like you were saying, these speaks greatly about the Costa Rican League. And 1 Jamaican team will be playing in the round of 16. Are there
There,
clear favorites, Alex, in this round? Is the competition tighter? Is it stronger? Is it harder
no,
to kind
I
of
can tell
talk
you right
about what's
now.
going to happen?
I can tell you right now. For me, and you can write this down because I don't want you to come and say that I didn't tell you this. That all this the crying and drama that you bring on every show. But I can tell you this: Columbus Crew, Inter Miami, Monterrey. I will say Pumas. You know,
They're not having a good
they're
present.
not having a good tournament. They're not having
They're
even.
not doing great in even with the arrival of Alberto
Yeah.
Carrasquilla, the Panamanian star. Pumas is not doing great. They actually lost their coach. They were beaten by Cavalry, first time in history that a Canadian team beats a Mexican side. So this speaks a lot about what Pumas is not doing and how much they're struggling.
I still think that they're the favorite against Liga. With all the respect to the Manudos,
Let
but
me complete my bracket here. I think LAFC will move on. I like what they're doing. I like what they're playing. It's a very dynamic, strong team. I think LAFC will move on to the quarterfinals. I have no questions about Leo Messi and Inter Miami. It's going to be an MLS quarterfinal, LAFC Inter Miami. Monterrey, it's always a candidate. They will move on. I like what the Whitecaps did. They we've spoken about Jose Giacone, the Saprissa coach. He's not up to the task. However, I think Saprissa put up a good fight. Monterrey will move on, and Pumas should move on as well. I will agree with you with that. So we're going to have a Monterrey Pumas, so a Mexican and MLS quarterfinals. Let's move to the other side of the bracket. Are you excited about that Mexican Classic at the
I
round of
am.
16?
I am, and just to be clear, I think America obviously on the better moment right now. I mean, they're really really good. I mean, they're they're playing really good. I don't think
Is
Chivas.
America the best CONCACAF team right now?
Yes, yes, by
I
far.
agree.
I completely agree. I will say yes. America by far is the best Concacaf team right now.
However, and this might be,
No,
some
I don't
people
think
think
Chivas
this is
and
rhetoric, but listen, a classic is a classic,
yes.
regardless of where you are. These games are played
Yeah, but it's
differently, and
cliche.
if you are a loyal to this sport, an America Chivas is a must watch at least once in a lifetime.
But I don't think. I mean, I just want to make this clear. I am not an America fan. I am not an Aguilas fan. But however, I think their moment right now, they're at this time, they're the best team in Mexico and in Concacaf. So I don't think they're going to have problems qualifying. I think it's going to be America in both games. I don't see Chivas even, winning one game, but I think it's going to be America. So, but I'm really, really, really excited to see America against Chivas in an international tournament.
You just don't like the little P, the
No,
Chicharito. Chicharito.
no, no, no.
Cruz Azul, Seattle. This is a good matchup, Alex. Seattle was very strong playing in Guatemala with, all the difficulties that carries. They had no doubts in the second game. Cruz Azul, Seattle Sounders. That's a great matchup. Isn't that a flipping coin? Cruz Azul
No,
Sounders.
no, I think yes, they're playing really good. Yes, Seattle always, always, always. You cannot just leave them on the side and say, "Oh, they're going to be defeated," or they come as as the small team. I think, however, Cruz Azul will take the bracket on this one.
I have a part of my heart with my máquina celeste,
Cementera.
the blue machine. I think there's going to be an upset in this bracket, Alex.
No, I don't think.
I,
I don't
I'm
see it happening. I
I'm
don't
going to
see it.
move forward with the Seattle Sounders upsetting the Cruz Azul from Ciudad
Really
de
risky.
Mexico.
Can we please keep this so we can actually
Oh, it's
play it
recorded. You
next
can
week?
come back to our CONCACAF channel on YouTube and watch every single one of our podcasts. So if you have any doubts, you can come back.
Tigres
Tigres
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
Oh, there's no doubt about this one. I mean, there is no doubt about this one. Um, I just hope
Are
you
you
do.
not pleased with Cincinnati FC?
I am, but is it enough to beat a Mexican team? I mean, is it enough to beat a Liga MX team? I don't think so. I mean, I think Cincinnati has a good level of play within the MLS. I mean, there's no doubt about that. But to go out there and beat in a Liga MX team, I don't see it happening. I can hear you. I can hear, which is good. I
All right.
mean,
Last
we're
but
not
not
missing.
least,
We're not
Galaxy
missing anything. We're not missing
Herediano.
anything if we don't hear
Galaxy
you.
Herediano, the MLS champion. I've been talking to news around the Galaxy this podcast. They are worried about the Galaxy team being disassembled. They don't think the Galaxy is a team that can repeat the tournament in the MLS. They see their team weaker. And does that give us red flags when the LA Galaxy faces this very good team of from Heredia, Costa Rica, Club Sport Herediano? They were trained and qualified under Hafez Soto leadership, the president, the sporting director, coach of this team moved to a side, let Alexander Vargas take over. Vargas has done great things with this team. They're a mean machine in the Costa Rican League, and they eliminated the Real Salt Lake. Does Herediano have a possibility to keep Costa Rica with some faith around this tournament?
They do, and they do. And if you ask me, I mean, you guys already heard what we said when we talk about Liga Deportiva Alajuelense. Now, when we talk about Herediano, it's a completely different story, and I see Herediano qualifying, and because of the facts that you said. I mean, you just stated Galaxy is not the same. I completely agree with you. I see Galaxy playing on a different level than the one we saw when they won the MLS Cup. I don't see them farther than Herediano anymore. I mean, I think Herediano has, if you ask me, the upper hand. I think Herediano will qualify, and it will just prove that Galaxy needs to do something regarding the team. Uh, it seems like they're going, like you said, apart. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's a locker room conversation. I don't know what happened between the last tournament and now. But what we can clearly see is that LA Galaxy obviously is a brand new tournament, fresh tournament just starting. But I don't see LA Galaxy moving as fast as they need to for the international tournament and to face one of the best teams in Central America, which is Herediano.
All right, so the round of 16 is set. We will review the matches again. Columbus Crew, LAFC, Cavalier from Jamaica against Inter Miami FC, Monterrey against the Whitecaps, Alajuelense from Costa Rica against Pumas from Ciudad de Mexico. Mexican Classic, round of 16. This is a must watch if you are a CONCACAF fan. América Guadalajara, Cruz Azul Seattle, Tigres Cincinnati FC, and Galaxy Herediano. Again, recognition for the Costa Rican soccer with not one but two qualified teams for the round of 16. What to expect in this round, Alex?
What to expect? I think very good games. No surprises. I mean, I think it's clear that most of the MLS teams, hey, here, I don't think that Herediano will go to the final. However, I think we need to see and watch how Herediano play. And the Central American coaches and Central American teams have to actually pay attention to what Herediano is doing in this tournament because they are for the third consecutive year, they're trying to do something on this tournament. And hey, listen, they could probably do it, but I don't see them in the final or anything like that. But I think in Central America, they have to pay attention to what Herediano is doing with these international tournaments.
Surprise. Then Herediano should move to the next round. That would be a big upset, leaving behind the MLS champion. Thank you all for watching, Alex. Thank you. We missed you last week, but
Miss you guys too.
We're glad that you are back. And
I got some texts and emails, and everything. They were like, "Where are you? We need you. Camilo is not doing as well." That's why I came back. I was actually doing good at the drinking a coconut juice or coconut water right by the beach. But hey, you called and I jumped into the action. That's how it is.
Right. Well, keep doing it. And like we always say, keep CONCACAF.